Have you heard of Algorand? And do you know what they're doing right now? This is huge news. Like, all of their news is huge news right now. I was just going through the news to figure out what I wanted to talk about, and all of this stuff is coming up about Algorand. Like, you just can't deny it right now. So let me tell you about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, hello, welcome. My name's Corey. This is Crypto with Corey, and today we are talking about Algorand. Let me tell you how they are doing some big things. If it's your first time here or you have not done so yet, please subscribe and or give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm a lot and it's needed. I'm new on here and I could use all the viewers I can get. I'm trying to help spread the word on crypto and why people should be invested and help talk about, up and coming projects, even though this one's been around for a little while, but man, they are making moves. So please give me a like or subscribe, a comment. All of it's free. You don't have to pay for any of it, I promise. I appreciate you. Okay, first I have to go ahead and remind everybody that I am not a financial advisor. This is not to be taken as financial advice, and please do your own research. So let me just fill you in on what's going on. So Algorand is being branded as FutureFi on Algorand, which is the future of finance. They create and deploy tokens, NFTs, stablecoins, securities, and currencies. Their simple and cost-effective payment infrastructure is great, and they create new financial tools, protocols, and services. In addition, we are continuing to define the standard for most advanced blockchain technology to make FutureFi possible, and are focused on interoperability, private and public models, performance and scale, layer 2 smart contracts, and more. They have a great ecosystem. Let's take a look at that real quick. These are their technical partners for infrastructure, developer tools and applications, integration partners, their financial infrastructure, everything man, they got everybody on here. Yeah, they're doing good. Ecosystem of application. Oh, Singularity Net. Interesting. I will have to look more into that. University partners, key stakeholders. Like, this is a lot of people, first off. Like, that's just crazy. So this is one of the things that came up in the news. One of the largest rights management companies launches 4 million NFTs on Algorand, representing rights of nearly 100,000 creators. That's impressive. 4 million NFTs launching, that's nuts. Now, in blockchain, there's something known as the trilemma, which is being able to get security, scalability, and decentralization at the same time through any one token. And apparently, normally, you only get 2 out of 3. And that's just how it works. One of the main challenges during the blockchain's first decade was to solve the so-called blockchain trilemma, in which 3 key objectives, security, scalability, and decentralization, couldn't be fully achieved without sacrificing at least one of them. So they couldn't be fully achieved because you have to sacrifice one. Algorand has managed to find an approach that involves the blockchain trilemma without any compromise. The solution was invented by MIT professor and Algorand founder Silvio Micali, who has tremendous experience in cryptography and computer science. Micali has recently made an appearance on Lex Fridman's popular podcast, sharing his expert opinion on blockchain and how Algorand solves it. The world is big. People want to interact with each other, and you better be prepared to have a ledger where you can write lots of transactions in this special way very, very quickly, he said. So there's proof of work and proof of stake. It's really been that those are the only ones, the only options when it comes to settling transactions. So he came up with his own thing called pure proof of stake. He can get it done safer and faster, and it doesn't have to involve just proof of stake or just proof of work. He's figured out something different. So it's on a it's in its own category. They can process about 1,000 transactions per second right now, but they are working on moving it up to 10,000 per second. Each transaction has immediate finality. So it is closed and done, and what I sent you is yours now, and that's it immediately. There's no follow-up, or it doesn't take extra long like it does sometimes when I'm trying to send Bitcoin, and how long it takes to finally go from one wallet to another. I'm sending it to myself, and it's, it takes a while. And so this solves that problem also. And as far as I know, he's the only one that does it this way. This blockchain is the only one. This is like different. They're in their own category. There's proof of work, proof of stake, and then Algorand, pretty much. So next in the news, just on the 2nd, Borderless Capital launches $25 million fund to accelerate blockchain investment in Miami. If you didn't know, Miami is becoming like the crypto capital of the world, thanks to the mayor there who loves crypto, I guess. Or, he's just open for all of the innovation and wants to be that innovation hub. So Miami is all about crypto right now. And Borderless Capital, who's based in Atlanta, but apparently is talking about moving to Miami because of their innovation there. They've pledged $25 million to fund blockchain investments in the city of Miami. So they want to be behind the growth that's happening right now. We're all in speculation with everything, but the fact that they are now pledging $25 million to fund blockchain technologies out of the city of Miami, that is such a huge boost to the economy of Miami in the crypto space. So that is awesome. Through its Borderless Miami Fund, the company will make direct investment in promising entrepreneurs and businesses, and will also partner with a local incubator to launch the Algorand Miami Accelerator. Algorand is a leading blockchain network known for its open infrastructure and scalability, founded by the cryptographic pioneer and Turing Award recipient Silvio Macaulay. Payment technology company Circle, which operates the USDC stablecoin, is also part of the venture, which will leverage the features of USDC and Circle Business Services on top of the Algorand blockchain. So the Algorand blockchain is a base layer for everything to be built on top of it. And the fact that they run not proof of work or proof of stake, it just makes it that much better. And they are really trying to market themselves in the finance area. So with this, that just means that Borderless Capital is now they're flushing money into Miami to help fund any crypto entrepreneurs or businesses. So if you're in the field and you want to start something down there, they are there for it. They are ready. Borderless Capital is huge. So this is exciting news. Also happening in Miami, which just shows how crypto friendly Miami is right now. There's the crypto conference happening this weekend. It's happening right now. People are posting pictures on Instagram. I'm 3 hours away and I'm not there. These tickets were expensive, let me tell you. But this is exciting. And the fact that it's happening in Miami, hello, where else? Of course, because Miami's funding everything crypto. I believe it's a 3-day conference and everybody is there. All Charles Hoskin, Vitalik Buterin, all of the important people. And of course, investors. People that are looking to get into this space even more or diversify their portfolios and decide who to pick. I don't know. I would love to be a fly on the wall right now in any one of those conferences, but that is exciting. So between Borderless Capital jumping in and, them hosting this here so that people can see, Miami, more people are going to flock to Miami just because of this. Because, why not be part of the growth? Here was something else. May 17th, A-Note, music's marketplace, will integrate Algorand, expanding opportunities for creators and welcoming NFTs with blockchain-based solutions. So this is a lot like Audius. I mentioned Audius in a video before. If you're in music, you want to be able to sell your rights or your songs or whatever yourself, and this completely cuts out the middleman. So this is huge. This is A-Note Music's website. Boosting the music industry, the marketplace for investing in music royalties. Connect with your fans and followers, stay in control, list future royalty streams, and get immediate access to funds. Allow your network to share in your success. Remain 100% in control over your copyrights. A-Note Music provides a secure and transparent platform for artists, record labels, and publishers to be financially independent while keeping all of their artistic control. Our platform allows music owners to grow in sync with their network. So this is for everybody that doesn't want to get signed because you get screwed. You can go through NFTs and still own rights. And there's ways that you can sell them also, sell your music so that if they resell it, you get a percentage of that also. That's how these NFTs are tokenized. So that's just awesome. So they're partnered with Algorand. Then we have Exodus issues security token on Algorand, expanding access to the growing digital security ecosystem. So Exodus is a wallet that you can hold crypto on. And they're huge. Let's go to their site. Just like any other wallet normally or exchange, they end up with their own token. So Exodus is launching their token on Algorand. It's going to be the Exit token. Exodus, a company focused on making cryptocurrency easy and accessible for everyone, today announced that its digital common stock tokens that each represent one share of its Class A common stock, the Exit tokens, will use the Algorand blockchain as their native blockchain. Exodus common stock tokens will be released on Algorand, a high-performance blockchain network aligned with our goals to redefine the future of finance. This exciting partnership allows us to move closer to opening secondary trading in the near future. That's a big deal because Exodus is big. So to get Exodus to launch their token on Algorand is also big news. That's awesome. BNext announces next-generation remittance service across Spain and Latin America with blockchain-based solution on Algorand. BNext is the most powerful marketplace of financial services in Spain and one of the most prominent in Latin America, with more than 700,000 users and a rapidly accelerating user base. What I'm gathering from this website is that BNext is kind of like Cash App for crypto, and you get a card or you can spend it directly from your wallet on your phone. Google Pay and Apple Pay accept them, which Google just lifted their ban on crypto advertising, which was a big thing. Like if you couldn't advertise it on Google. And of course they lift their ban right now when they just partnered with Coinbase to let Coinbase's card be used for them and Google Pay and Apple Pay to be interoperable. So they're going to want to market that. So they had to lift the ban. Algorand and BNext joined forces to revolutionize the remittance market in Europe and LATAM during 2020. LATAM received more than 100 billion USD and Spain sent more than 18 billion USD, with Latin America receiving most of the remittances sent by Spain. BNext will take advantage of Algorand's high performance and cost-effective blockchain infrastructure to make transactions extremely convenient and accessible, even compared to other fintech services. So they're going to be taking over all of those remittances. That's what they're trying to do. But that's big news also. And then, of course, everything is energy-based right now. And so then they have to talk about how they're, offsetting their carbon footprint. Enterprises and individuals can build on Algorand without having any remorse for contributing to climate change. Algorand employs a consensus algorithm called pure proof of stake, which doesn't involve mining at all. This means it doesn't sacrifice decentralization, being the only solution to solve the blockchain trilemma, in which scalability, decentralization, and security are achieved all together. Algorand goes even further by integrating a fourth key element, sustainability. So they're on the boat with everybody else, trying to make sure that they're letting people know we're not using up all the energy, which is great. Let's just add that to the list of things that they're doing great at right now. Then, asset tokenization, a guide for financial institutions and fintechs. So they're wanting to be able to be the platform for you to be able to tokenize everything. And what tokenization means, if you don't already know. So let's say I tell you that, Bitcoin's at 30 grand. And of course, you're like, well, I don't have 30 grand to spend right now on one Bitcoin. But you don't have to. With tokenization, you can own part of a Bitcoin. So you can put $500 in and get a little piece of Bitcoin. And when the rest of the price goes up, yours goes up also. Well, tokenization of everything is coming. I just read an article about AMC and how they should tokenize their stocks into NFTs because apparently they're offering lots of perks for owning AMC. And tokenization of their stock would be, you'd be able to prove that you own it. Otherwise, I don't know how they're proving these things. So tokenization can cover many, many platforms. Like real estate is one. So instead of having to buy a whole house to start a real estate portfolio, you can buy pieces of different houses because they will be tokenized. So this kind of levels the playing field. Instead of having to wait till you can afford to buy a house and then try to buy another one if you want a rental property, you can just dollar cost average in on properties and have a real estate portfolio where, yes, you only own parts of these, but if the price goes up and they sell, you make money. And tokenization of real estate is going to be a really big thing. But tokenizing stocks, tokenizing real estate, they can tokenize art, commodities, money, among other things. Like all kinds of things. See here, while the impact of blockchain and its ability to tokenize assets is not fully perceived at the moment, this will become the norm for the years to come as major players of traditional finance are gradually adopting the technology. Tokenization will revolutionize the way we invest and trade in assets, but what is it and what does it promise? So tokenization refers to the issuance of blockchain tokens representing real tradable assets, whether it's about company shares, commodities, art, real estate, and money, among other things. And yes, among other things can refer to everything. Thus, blockchain can transform many individuals in the way investors interact with businesses and brokerage firms. Thanks to its decentralization feature, blockchain can enable the creation of borderless networks where investors, businesses, and communities can interact with each other without a central authority. Tokenization is poised to become the next big thing in the financial markets because it provides the following benefits. Liquidity, which is always nice. Tokenized real estate is much more liquid than having to sell the house. Like, you can sell your shares of this house without the whole house having to be sold. Fractional ownership, being able to buy pieces of things so that you don't have to have the whole investment. And this is it's a great way to be able to diversify your portfolio, is to buy tokenized assets in pieces. The same way you have multiple cryptos because you're diversified, you could do that across the board with everything else. You could be diversified in real estate, art, and stocks, and crypto, and they're all tokenized, which is what's going to happen. And Algorand is trying to set the stage for that. So faster and cheaper transactions. They have low-cost transaction, and this relates to the tokenized assets as well. For example, Algorand relies on a consensus mechanism called pure proof of stake, again. This could speed up the adoption of tokenization as the main approach to deal with real-world assets. Transparency. Blockchain is transparent, so you will be able to prove that you own the portion of whatever it is that you bought. And that's good. And you don't have to go through title's office or whatever to, pull up all the paperwork on it to show that you were the last signature. Like, it's much easier this way. Which brings us to convenience. Letting it be easier. So once they get to tokenize stocks and bring the global stock market into this, that's a $95 billion, $93 whatever billion dollar industry. That's a lot. But they will be able to do it with everything. This is the beginning of a new era for capital market infrastructures. For us, it is abundantly clear that much of what's going on in the digital space is here to stay and will define the future of our industry. The financial industry now needs to bridge the gap between traditional finance services and digital communities. So yeah, tokenization. Another thing Algorand is offering. Which brings us to this article back in April. Vesta Equity and Algorand breathe new life into real estate tokenization, like I was talking about. So Vesta's new platform gives homeowners the ability to convert equity into digital assets that can then be sold to accredited investors without compounding interest. So they're already working on it with Algorand. This is just craziness. Like, all of these things that Algorand is doing right now. And this is all recent. I mean, April, 2 months ago? And everything else has been like the last month. When I started looking stuff up, 3 of these things I think have been in the last week. So they are really stepping it up. On the 3rd, they announced MAPay's healthcare payment solutions built on Algorand's blockchain network has the capacity to transform Bermuda's healthcare system and move $800 million in traditional healthcare payments to the blockchain. So they are working with this company for healthcare payments in Bermuda. This is the MAPay website, revolutionizing healthcare payments and data exchange. They're trying to transform the industry starting with the financial transactions. They have MAPay Healthcare's payment network and Medspedia, your medical payment protocol. So 2 different things. Our mission. MAPay is committed to empowering patients and healthcare providers by leveraging blockchain technology to improve and align incentives, reduce costs, and bring increased transparency and data exchange. So that's just another big thing. Let's recap real quick. So they're partnered with MAPay in Bermuda for healthcare services. They solve the trilemma, which allows them to keep a great carbon footprint. And that's one of the reasons that they're going to do so good, or that they're doing good. And that's just another reason to partner with them, is because you can say, we're partnered with Algorand, who isn't causing global climate change. Just another plus. The first story was I believe it's authors. It's books that the rights to, which was on this SIAE, one of the largest rights management companies, launches 4 million NFTs representing nearly 100,000 creators. I believe those were books, or they were authors of some sort. But so they're launching NFTs for creators already. They've launched over 4 million. They're partnered with Borderless Capital for Miami to start funding entrepreneurs and businesses to do with crypto in Miami. They're partnered with A Note Music to give people back the rights to their music with NFTs and blockchain solutions. Exodus is about to launch their token on Algorand, Exodus the wallet. BNext, a big payment platform in Spain and Latin America, is announcing next generation remittance services with blockchain-based solution Algorand. And then tokenization and how they're already working with Vesta on real estate. This, just to wrap it up, look at all this stuff that they're doing. Now, there are issues with their tokenization, which is why I believe the price has kind of, it's not horrible because it hasn't dipped profusely. Let's see, 180 days. We're still up for 180 days, but this could be just a big accumulation period. The issue with their tokenomics is that they sell portions of their Algorand. Every day it's kind of set up to sell as long as they meet these perimeters where they can only sell 5% of the 24-hour volume or less. All the ones that they sell have to be sold above market price, and they have to stop selling that day if the price drops lower than the average of the day before or 10%. So they are trying to make sure they don't cause the price to go down. But how long are they going to do that for? Because then every time people are buying in, they're selling. Them and their investors, their beginning investors, are both selling all the time. And they say that they're selling to, help boost the ecosystem on their end. They use that money for growth in the company, which I can understand. But you got to stop at some point because supply and demand, it's just not going to work. So that's an issue that they have. But besides that, they're great. Everything is so good about them except their tokenomics. So I need them to figure that out so that this price can go, because right now with what they are doing and what they're able to do at $1.03, they are very undervalued. But they're causing that on their end with their tokenomics. So they just need to work on that. And I think this price, it should do way better. They're doing so much. That's amazing. All of these partnerships and stuff. So I don't know. Lots of coins are doing lots of things. Cardano is doing amazing things also. They do have a cap supply of 10 billion, which is still kind of a lot, but not really. There's companies with 100 billion, so they're still low on that front. So I don't know. Definitely do your own research before jumping in on any of this. It's funny because I watched something about it and I thought, I think I have some Algorand, and I looked and I had got it last year. Apparently, I liked what they were doing then too. So, and I forgot that I had it. I apparently have not been dollar cost averaging in on this one. I got my initial investment and it's there waiting. Another issue with the price is that they don't have any incentives. Their staking is, I think, 5.5% APY, but you only have to have one. The minimum staking requirement is one Algorand. So people aren't buying a bunch of it to stake, and you want them to stake. What that means is that I'm buying 10,000 of these coins, and if I stake it, that means I'm putting it somewhere on a wallet, and I'm saying, okay, I will leave it there for 3 months, 6 months. I'm leaving it there, which means I can't just go sell it tomorrow. It has to stay there. But while it's there, it's earning interest. But if your minimum stake requirement is 1, then I can stake my 10 Algorand and just make money on that and not have to put a lot of money into it. But then also staking will hold the price, and it's good to do. Cardano, I think 70% of Cardano is staked, which means these people aren't moving in and out. They are holding for the long term. These are investors that are there knowing that they are waiting for the end game, not for next month. So Algorand also has that. They don't have good staking incentives in that sense. 5.5% isn't horrible, but still, they need to stop selling on their end and probably raise the staking minimum. They've got a couple things to do, but it's not stopping them. In the meantime, they're doing great things. So I highly recommend doing some more research and looking into them. And, if you're interested in investing, definitely do your own research. I just wanted to spread the word on Algorand because they were popping up everywhere in the news articles that I was looking at. So I was like, I have to let them shine for a second because they are doing great. That was not all the news on them for the last month. So definitely worth looking into. I think they're very undervalued, but like I said, they need to work on their tokenomics. If you made it through the video, thank you so much. I hope that you learned something about Algorand, or maybe are just more interested now in learning more about them and their tokenization and everything that they're doing. Until next time, do your research and make good investment decisions. Thanks for watching.